Hello, everybody. Welcome back to me.
Welcome back to the studio,
man. First of all, and I want to do a really big shout out to you and Amber. Look, guys, I was at one of the most amazing conferences. Now, let me back up. First time here, it normally doesn't start off this way, but you know what? I'm really excited. Those of y'all that have been here before, man, great to have you back. We're going to have fun today. I've already read through all the stuff we're talking about, so there's some really neat stuff going on. But for the last 4 days, I've been with Brendan Burchard, Ed Milet. I've been with some amazing speakers, learning mindset and motivation and just all kinds of good stuff. But man, it's been fun. It's been exciting. I think my energy level's up. And normally when I come back after 17 days, I'm like, man, Squirt, come on, you do this, please. But I got to tell you, I love this. TikTok, Instagram, if y'all got questions, please jump over onto YouTube, the Trade Talks Live. Love to hear what questions y'all got. And we'll jump back into the show. Squirt, talk about Leap Pro.
First off, happy Monday, everybody. Here's kicking off to a great freaking week ahead.
Amen.
We do want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where they build the most precise leak detection equipment for professional plumbers. If you're a plumber out there and you're tired of waiting on leak detection people or everything being out 6 weeks, things like that, you need to get online at www.leak-pro.com and check out my equipment. Check out the complete kit. It's got 2 different pieces of equipment, one for outdoor use, one for indoor use. Get on there and check it out. But also, if you don't know anything about it, I do a 2-day in-person training. And if you want to talk to me about that and how it goes, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and we can discuss every part of the training so that you leave knowing exactly what to do on a leak detection project.
You see these advertisers we got over here today?
I do. I've had a couple of those here lately. I've been noticing.
Looky there.
Every once in a while.
We need to see if we're making any more money now. I'm just saying. Guys, look, let's jump into the national news because I love hearing this. It says the U.S. construction employment sees modest growth amid economic uncertainty. Now, I don't know if y'all are aware, but the economic uncertainty is kind of going on right now.
A lot. And there's a lot of things that have actually been kind of tripping me out here lately.
Okay.
Like this here.
You bet.
U.S. construction employment sees modest growth amid this uncertainty.
Well, look, in uncertainty is the best time to grow because a lot of people get scared. A lot of people start worrying about things. I remember reading a deal by Robert Kiyosaki when the pandemic started. He's like, look, I started buying buildings.
Yeah.
Because they were empty. And people are like, hey, this is $100 million building, but we'll sell it for $10 million right now because there's nobody in it. Okay.
Yep.
If you can buy a dollar bill for 10 cents, would you? Just asking. I'd buy them all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So in March 2025, the U.S. construction industry added 13,000 jobs, reflecting a 1.8% increase compared to the same period last year. This marks the slowest year-over-year growth in 4 years, indicating a deceleration in the sector's expansion.
Okay, so, and you've got it broken down. Non-residential construction experienced a net gain of 22,300 positions in March. Now, non-residential specialty trade contractors added 19,300, while heavy and civil, 3,400 positions. Some more for the field guys, which is great. Now, that's non-residential. Now, the residential sector faced challenges with a decline of 9,800 jobs in March. So we're not building as many houses. Okay. And you know what's funny? When Randy and I fly into towns, we always, even flying into Austin and flying out yesterday, I'm flying out and I had the window seat with the leg room. Don't know if y'all saw that. Go to Facebook or go to #legroom. You'll find me. But the cool thing is I'm looking out and I'm literally counting the cranes. It's like, okay, wait, look at these tower cranes. So anyway, we do that. But residential construction did take a crunch, a bite out of it. So the downturn is part of a broader trend as a 6-month moving average of job gains for residential construction turned negative for the first time since August of 2020. The unemployment rate, the construction unemployment rate decreased from 5.4% or to 5.4% in March, remaining unchanged from the same period a year ago. Economic context, we'll talk about this real quick. It says the overall U.S. economy added 228,000 non-farm payroll jobs in March. So, guys, look, it's ticking up. It's getting better. But the implications for the construction industry says the combination of slowed employment growth and external economic pressures suggest that construction firms may need to adopt strategic measures to navigate the evolving landscape. Let me put that in Roger terms.
Yeah.
Learn to do leak detection. I mean, really, you said that a while ago when you're talking about Leak Pro, and I thought, wait a minute. Leak detection companies are 6 weeks out, but plumbing companies don't understand, hey, if I learn to do that, I can make more money.
That's it. You can do it right there, right then. If you got all your plumbers trained, guess what? They can all do it right there, right then. And then you can keep that job moving forward right there and right then.
Emphasis on workforce development, training people. I don't know if y'all have heard us talk about that or not. Cost management. We talk about that a lot. Here's the big one. Market diversification. Guys, if you're a, and I'm going to say plumbing company, but look, I know you're not all plumbers, but I know that y'all are smart enough to understand this. If you're a plumbing company and you're not doing whole house water filtration systems, we love Halo. If you're not doing slab leaks and leak detection and slab leak repairs and all that, we love Leak Pro. Guys, diversification is where you grow your bottom line. It's going to grow your revenue. It's going to be good stuff. All right. Let me get off my soapbox for just a minute. All right. Website review. I'm probably going to get right back on it because y'all know why I do social media, right? Have we had that conversation? See, I got tired of getting ripped off by marketing companies. Ripped off. If you're a plumbing company, if you're a company, if you're an entrepreneur, imagine driving down the road, taking $47,000 cash, just flinging it out the window, and do it like over a mile. That way you just scatter it out for a long time, because that would be kind of what I did. Imagine spending $47,000 on marketing that didn't work. Just throw it out the window. And know that when you get to your office, your phone is not going to be ringing. That's what it was like. That's why I learned social media. So, website review. We're talking fine home building. So let's get into that, because for residential construction and remodeling, a good site. And you haven't pulled it up yet.
It is. I actually didn't. It's got a lot of how-tos, guys. And like I would compare this one a lot to
it's a premier resource for residential construction and remodeling. And this is neat because I found a drawing the other day. I had actually redone
top
right there. Go ahead now. Anyway.
Oh,
I had done a drawing where I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to.
I'm good.
Here, I'll give it.
okay. Yep.
I had done a drawing where I want to redesign my kitchen, and it's funny because I actually saw it this morning when I messed up my filter on my refrigerator.
Yeah.
But I get to work on that, so I like that. So the platform offers expert advice, detailed project guides, tool reviews, and design inspiration for both professionals and hands-on homeowners. Guys, that's kind of what I do with my YouTube. I do DIY stuff. How do you fix this? And it's mainly for homeowners. But you know what? Plumbers are like, Roger, I learned so much watching what you talk to the homeowners about. So tell me what you liked about this website.
So here's one of my favorites, is the how-to section, guys. And if you come down, like, so you got some window glazing with traditional putty, fastening an exterior door with brick mold. Okay, just some things to upgrade and do at your house. But some recent how-to stories here. Save bat bags for reuse, shim trim with screws, prevent WRB tears and corners, better plumb cuts on hips or valleys, stop the slam. But guys, look, you can come in here. You can go into different topics. We can dig into plumbing if you want to.
That's the most amazing topic there is.
That's what you always say.
I know.
I don't get it.
They're not talking about pipe fitting, are they? See?
They are cutting plastic pipe. I don't use none of that in pipe fitting unless it's just an indirect waste or something. You know, plumbing protection, rainwater harvesting
I
101.
love
I
that.
mean, sites like these guys, you can go through and learn so much. But my favorite with this one, it's for your home. We're all tradespeople. What do we love to do? We love to work on our homes. And
No, we don't.
well,
It's like the cobbler's kids, their shoes suck,
it is, but
but we're good at it.
I'm getting older, so I like to put a little more time into my projects. So I'm
Okay.
caring a little more, I think.
Okay, I kind of like that. No, this is neat. I do. I like this. I like the site, and this is one I've been to before. It's. I like the way they break down the topics where there's all kinds of different things there. So more great stuff, and it's just it's always good. But their discussion forums are really what's good too, because you can
Yeah.
get in and say, "Hey, look, I'm thinking about doing this." Well, they've got professionals there. We deal with what NAHB, the North American Home Builders,
Yep.
out in Vegas because we go to IBS and KBIS every year, or we try to, if somebody's paying our way. But man, the neat thing about it is, look, getting in these forums, you can actually talk to trades professionals.
Yeah.
You get in there and you're like, man, I'm thinking about remodeling, but, and it's like, no, but. Why aren't you? So I'm gonna jump in these two questions real quick. And really not a question. First of all, look at it. What is this?
Who's this guy?
I know. Here's to a fantastic week ahead.
Yeah.
And then Nicholas Walton says, keep thy calm, Plum, and Woodford Reserve on.
Morning, bud.
How we doing today? Good to see you. And our brother Matt McDonough says, Mr. Miyagi, a plumbing and squirt. What's up, gentlemen? Happy Monday. Sorry I missed Friday. I did too. Don't tell Rady though. Everything was crazy. Advertisement times can be a scam. Yeah. Plumbing always has the best experiences. Isn't that the truth? And then K Box says, I'm going to start an apprenticeship for the union in 3 months. The way the economy is looking is making me a little nervous about layoffs. Man, you started to. Go ahead. You jump in first.
Hey, bud, get out there, put your best foot forward, and you show them that you're hungry to work every day. You will not worry about layoffs too much.
Yeah.
They are a part of being in the union, so don't stress on that too much either. I can remember a welder that we got in, and it was his first layoff ever, and he was so nervous and so panicked, and I warned him. And he's like, yeah, but what am I going to do? I said, look, they have another job for you. When you call, they're going to send you right back out.
Yeah, you're a welder.
Work.
You ain't got a problem.
You're a welder. I've already talked to him. It's okay. And like, he was nervous, but then like he called the hall and he's like, oh my gosh, they're sending me to another job tomorrow. I said, I know it's okay.
Kate, go ahead.
So be ready. Like, it is a part of it, but if you are working and trying hard, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. So here's what I'll tell you. And I like what Squirt started out with. Look, when you show up, you be the hardest working guy on the job. And I'm not saying work through breaks, work through lunch. You always be moving. Okay. Be at play, be in motion, be doing things. If your journeyman walks off, pick up a broom, sweep the area, make it look good.
Broom's the best.
Man, yeah, that can keep you busy all day long. But I mean, learn well, show up with a positive attitude. I think we pulled it up the other day. Go to Google and search 10 things you can do that require no skill. Print that out, put it on your door, put it in your vehicle, put it in your lunchbox, and you read that every day and say, I'm going to focus on all 10 of these things. You do those 10 things, man, I'm telling you, you are not going anywhere.
Yep.
Paula Oriol says, what should I wear for an interview? I always told people, and I've been busted for this.
Yep.
I told people, show up for the job you want. So I would come in a starch shirt, tucked in back then, in blue jeans, starch jeans, show up. I'd have a notebook and a pen. And I interviewed on my podcast a guy named Gus. He owns the largest mechanical, electrical HVAC company in the Dallas area. And he says, Roger, if somebody wears a suit and tie in to interview with me, they make $2 an hour more because they came in wanting to impress me. So he says, normally I'll start a green apprentice out at $15 an hour. They come in a suit and tie, they're getting 20. They got experience. I normally start them at 20. I'll start them at 22 if they're wearing a suit and tie. I'm like, wow. So, man, any tips for 12 panel review interviews. Paul, I think that I made videos about it, talking about the interview process and going through it.
Pretty sure, yeah. You've got
yeah,
something out there for sure.
Look at my videos on my channel, because I could sit and talk about that for the next hour, easy. And Scan Probe Techniques says, "Hey Roger, we're a bespoke pipeline inspection company from the UK. We would love for you to check us out." Well, you put it in here. Squirt will look at it, and if he likes the website, we can sure do that. All right, so we're going to jump into business growth real quick. How to keep marketing going even when you're busy. And a lot of people dial down their marketing, and I'm going to tell you guys, don't do that. It's a roller coaster. I used to work for a company that, not the biggest one, but not the smallest one. So I'm just kind of telling Randy who it is. And they would literally, when we got busy, they would quit bidding jobs. Turn it off. Don't bid. We can't do it. And then when we finish the jobs we're at, we have nothing to do. We lay off everybody.
Yep.
And it's like, guys, why do y'all stop? And like, well, we can't do the work right now. Yeah, we can. Like, I can manage multiple jobs. Get more people off the bench.
Yep.
We can do the work, but don't let us run out of work. And man, they were bad about that. So anyway, maintaining consistent marketing efforts during peak business periods is crucial for sustained growth. Strategies include automate your marketing tasks. If you're a small company, go check out Rogers Marketing Machine. It's a system that we've put together, a group of people that'll build it out for you. It doesn't cost much to get started, and it's only $97 a month after that. But automate your marketing tasks. Utilize tools to schedule social media posts, email campaigns in advance. That's what this tool helps you set up. Delegate responsibilities. Assign marketing tasks to team members or consider outsourcing to ensure the continuity. Guys, again, check out Rogers Marketing Machine. Just going to say that. I might be able to say that all the way through. Repurpose content. Transform existing content into different formats to maximize reach without additional workload. You want to really grow your business? Have your employees start video on what they do and bring that video into you. Guys, that'll change your world. Set realistic goals. Establish achievable marketing objectives. So if you're marketing your company, you should be spending about 10% of your, if you're in growth mode, you should be spending about 12%. So set your realistic goals. They're based on what your budget tells you can do or should do. And then monitor and adjust. Regularly review your performance and make necessary adjustments to optimize results. Here's what's funny, and I heard it twice this last week. People talking, entrepreneurs say, look, 50% of my marketing is working. I just don't know what 50% it is.
That's it. And if you're scared because everything's getting busy and you don't have people, have a referral company also that, guess what? When you're busy, you send business their way. And when they're too busy, they send it your way. Have somebody like that if you're worried about that, but don't turn the marketing off. Keep it rolling and keep that phone ringing. It's important.
Or hire more people. I'm just going to throw that out there.
That's it.
All right, we're going to move down into service work. And I hadn't even checked it. Good. Our clicks are coming up. I love that. Spring startups, seasonal HVAC tune-ups done right. And guys, I'll tell you right now, April is about the time that HVAC companies start getting slammed.
That's it.
It's starting to get warm. I was looking. I was looking at the forecast coming in. It's going to be 80s, mid 80s, lower to mid 80s next weekend.
We had a week of 80s already, and then we dropped to 4 days of 60s, 50s. And just welcome to Texas, guys. We never know what it's going to be or how long it's going to stay.
And we don't. All right. So spring's the optimal time for HVAC system maintenance to ensure efficiency during the warmer months. Essential steps include all kinds of different things, but let's start with inspect and replace your air filter.
The most important one, guys.
I had you go through the building here just the other day. Let's change them all out.
So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and knock the house out too. Inspect your filters, guys. We have an office dog, Bailey, that runs around here, and that creates and stirs up a lot of dust, and it covers those filters. Switch them out. It's real simple, easy to do, but it will keep your equipment running so much better.
Clean around the outdoor units.
Clean the outdoor units. And guys, if you don't know how, check out YouTube. There's so many videos, and actually take the top off. If you are capable, turn the power off and take the unit apart to clean it.
I've got guys that don't just take top off. They'll take the sides off. They'll take the walls off. They spray everything. I mean, guys, they completely deassemble the entire unit
Right.
and clean it all. Clean it all, make it look brand new, put it right back together. And I mean, you would literally walk up and say, wow, this is like a new unit, isn't it? It's like, no, we just cleaned it.
That's it.
Yeah, big deal. Check your refrigerant levels. Now, I know you can't do that, but you know, if you're having that spring fine tuning,
That's it. Let them come out and check.
yeah, do it. And then test your thermostat functionality. And guys, there's videos out there to teach you how to use your thermostat. It's a good idea. I was literally talking to an HVAC guy in Austin this last week. I was dinner with Brendan Burchard and Ed Milet. And there's an HVAC guy, and he's literally telling me, says, Roger, at the beginning of the beginning of spring, when it starts warming up, the biggest thing is to switch from heat to air conditioning on a thermostat. People don't know how to use their thermostat. Or they've gone up in the attic and they turned off the switch to the furnace
so that it won't turn on.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yep.
Don't know what they were doing. But they're like, Roger, the biggest problem we have are either turning on a thermostat, flipping it from heat to cold, changing the batteries in the thermostat, or flipping the switch in the attic. He says, and we hate those calls because you still got to charge. I mean, he said, Roger, we still charge, you know, what, $225, whatever it is. And it's like, man.
Look up your thermostat, because even like the battery swap, sometimes it's difficult. You just need to know which way you're actually supposed to slide that thing to be able to replace that battery.
And I'll tell you too, it's crazy because the membership agreements, guys, they're worth it.
Yes.
You get an HVAC company to come out twice a year, look at your system, tell you what's wrong. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. I want to jump over in the comments real quick. Trade Talks Live. I want to start a truck septic tank cleaning business in Miami, Florida. How do I find a company to get me the 25 jobs? It's required from state to start. Required from the state to start my business. Oh, so you go to work for a company. Look up septic cleaners. Look up the people that do what you do. Go to Google. Put that up. Go to Google. Look it up. Find out who does it better in your area than everybody else. Maybe call the septic disposal places. Say, hey, who are the best companies? And look at them. That can be big. Matt says, I love checking equipment. I call it the fine tuning of equipment. Yeah, man, because you can get in there and check equipment and set all your gauges and everything up, and you can dial everything into where it works like it's supposed to work.
Make it purr like a kitten.
Daniel Call says, hey, Roger, thank you so much for the trench safety video. Much appreciated. Man, I want you to know we have got so many comments about that, Daniel. And that's one, literally, I came in one morning. It's like, guys, we need to shoot this video. We need to shoot it right now.
Yep.
And it happened a day or two before we shot the video. Matter of fact, it happened on a Friday. I believe we shot the video on a Monday
or Tuesday.
And then we had it out by like Friday.
Within a week.
Yeah. And it was like, that's one thing. Look, I love my team. I have the most amazing people because I don't know if y'all ever heard of Bruce Lee's like, look, you got to be like water. And when I walk in, they're all sitting here like this, like, okay, what's he going to come in and want today?
Get ready, baby.
But you know what? But we're able to do that. So Daniel, on behalf of my team, thank you so much because I love them. I love the fact that they're like, okay, let's shift things around. Let's do this. But each one of them saw how important it was. Construction people should never die on the job. Safety's out there. And we all need to be paying more attention to it. It's a big deal.
It is.
All right. Materials, equipment, and tools. Squirt.
Yeah. So we've got new job site lighting solutions for night work and remodels. And I've worked so many night shifts and stuff, and we always had the trailers and the big tower lights and things like that. But there are so many new styles of lights coming out that have been out, things like this, portable poles, everything Milwaukee battery operated. Just love these things. So, wanted to bring some of this to attention. LED work lights, they offer energy efficiency and long lifespan suitable for various job site conditions. A lot of places are going to this. You normally have the string lights, things like that, but now there's portable light towers. They provide extensive illumination of large areas and are easily transportable.
Thank you, Milwaukee Tools.
That's it.
Love
And
those.
even some of the big stations, if you've got like big areas and things like that, you've got the trailers that you pull out, mount those. I've worked under those so many nights. But like rechargeable task lights, ideal for confined spaces, offering flexibility without the need for consistent power sources. Thank you, Milwaukee, here, because like crawl spaces and stuff, a light that you can throw up in the corner and light up the whole space while you're under there, and you can kind of get around and move. And then also have that little headlamp so that you light up the exact spot that you're working at too. Super beneficial there. Motion sensor lights.
And I like even the motion sensor lights better that have the cameras with them.
I like that. That's good. I'm actually looking into lights out here for the outhouse.
There we go.
But motion sensor lights enhance safety by illuminating areas only when the movement is detected. This is big on the energy saving side of everything. We've got a lot of spots in here. We should probably just put some motion lights because this place is so long. We're not in a space for a long time. It could shut it down and only kick on whenever we actually walk into the rooms.
You're talking for motion lights inside.
For here, I'm talking inside and outside too, because earlier I was talking outside. Now I'm thinking inside. Just running out of nothing today.
There you go. All right. So we're going to talk about Leak Pro. And this video is sponsored by Leak Pro. Leak Pro is the most amazing leak detection system for professional plumbers. It's the most precise. Guys, I've experienced a lot of different leak detection equipment. And when I came across this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than everything else I've ever seen. So it is the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. If you're a plumber, and we talk about growth all the time, guys. If you're a plumber or a plumbing company owner, this is something you really need to look at, because leak detection equipment can change your life. It can change your business. We talked about this earlier. Most leak detection companies are 6 weeks out, and you're not investing in the training, the tools, the equipment to do that work where you can quit calling them from now on. The training or let's go back to the equipment. The complete kit, you get the Sidekick, which has an aluminum rod, which is great for indoors. Some of the other companies have this big bulky stuff. You've either got to wear around your neck or wear around your belt, and it doesn't work very well. I'm not going to say it doesn't work very well, but it's so clunky to use in a house when you're trying to get up under a kitchen sink or lavatory or something like that. Then you get the probe, stainless steel rod, so you can drive that thing deep into the ground and hear what you're trying to hear. Guys, the complete kit is phenomenal. That's what I recommend to everybody who talks to me and says, if you were me, what would you buy? That's what I bought. I wanted that from the get-go.
It's worth having. Like, I have a lot of irrigation guys. They're like, well, yeah, but I probably don't need that one. And it's like, well, do your irrigation lines run under a sidewalk or a driveway ever? Well, yeah. Well, if the leak's under that, you may want that other piece of equipment. And then they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'd rather have it. It's like, do you want to have the right tools in your truck or not? It's your call. It's up to you completely. Yeah, you could probably get by with this for a while, but if you ever hit that leak that's under that driveway, you're going to want that other device because it eliminates the concrete. So really think about it, look at it, see what you're going to run into, and cover whatever diversity you're going to have, because leaks show up anywhere in a system, that's for sure.
It is so cool. To find out more about Leak Pro, go to www.leak-pro.com and think about the training. Because if you're a company saying, well, my guys don't know how to use it, we've got a training center right here just outside of Dallas, Texas. You come in, we teach them how to locate the lines, how to find the leaks, how to double check and make sure that's where the leak is. But then we also teach them how to find leaks on a sewer system, both PVC and cast iron. So when your team leaves, they're like, man, I got this. It works. You want to learn more about that? Give Squirt a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'm gonna jump into the questions here real
Yep.
quick, just because there's a few more that came in. TK, my brother says, "Let's go. Trump is hitting the reset button. Don't panic. Unlimited wealth and prosperity for America is coming. America wins." Okay, guys, I want y'all to know that this Celebrity Softball Classic, I'm going to that. I want to see this. I met TK at an event the other day. Talked to him. Such a phenomenal person. So TK, brother, good to see you in here. Jeff Hubbard says, Cade Bach, the economy will be booming here shortly. America will always need good quality plumbers. And Jeff, I love that. It's hard for me to say they're going to need good quality electricians, HVAC techs, carpenters.
Oh, we know they're going to need pipe fitters.
Oh my
I
God.
know
Well,
that
see,
for
why
sure.
did you have
Like,
to go
for
there?
sure.
I was in a good mood.
I
too.
know.
Matt McDonough says the why I keep my headlamp on my hat with my Roger pen. When people ask, I tell them I'm a 57 Buick Master. 57 Buick Roadmaster. I love that, brother.
Yes.
Let's go, Leak Pro. Man, Leak
Love
Pro
it.
works. It really does, guys. It works. All right. So I talked about that a little bit long, but we're going to talk about some MEP, the pre-slab coordination mistakes that cost thousands of dollars.
Man, like starting out, one of the first things I learned was rough ends. Everything that goes in before the slab ever gets poured. And I learned plumbing. It's all my family is. Love you, family.
That's all we are. Just plumbers. That's all we are.
But whenever you learn this and you see how important it is, if anything gets left out, it's a bad day for somebody. Inadequate communication. You have got to clearly communicate. Is everything in that's supposed to be in? Is everything covered the way it's supposed to be? Is everything locked into position where it's supposed to be? Because plumbers, if you miss those walls, it sucks.
Apprentice, it sucks for the apprentice. It doesn't suck for you. We know.
Ignoring site conditions. Failure to access and adapt to actual site conditions can result in design conflicts. And guys, this is part of locking things down, things like that, because you can't control everything that's going on a site, weather, things like this. We'd have to lock down some of the risers, tie them in stiff and firm so that nothing gets messed up when you're not there controlling everything.
Because do you know where the concrete people like to stand?
On the pipe.
On your pipe. When you got toilets roughed in, stand up, they will literally stand on top of it and try to work around it. It's like, dude, come on.
Overlooking utility layouts. This is big. I was actually on a project one time where they let the electricians come in first and do their underground. Then they let us come through and they told us, look, we know there's lines in the ground. Just as you hit them, let us know
Yep.
and we'll repair them. No big deal. So that they didn't have to stress too hard on worrying about the utility layout. They're just like, look, we know you're going to tear something up occasionally. We'll send somebody over to patch it. It's fine.
And I used to, as the plumber, I always want to be in first because we've
Correct.
got to have fall.
Yes.
The gravity's got to be part of what we do. And electricians don't like that.
Yep.
I'm like, guys, if you'll let us get in first, look, if you hit one of our pipes, that's okay. We can make a repair. I would rather get in first and do it that way because I just, man, let the electricians in first. What the what?
I know it blew my mind. They
yeah.
let us do that.
And then another thing is don't skip the detail drawings because you've got to know the deets on everything. And a lot of people are like, yeah, we're not worried about that. We looked at the underground. We're good. There's a lot more to it than that.
There's a whole lot to it, especially at columns and things like that. There's so many footers and things you've got to avoid.
Now we're getting into bigger pipe here. We're going to talk about where the work is.
And I haven't heard this word in a while. Okay, guys. Pipeline upgrades, driving utility work in Appalachia.
Oh, we've heard that word. They just don't use it.
Wait, they just don't use it anymore. It's
Yeah.
all about, stop that. But guys, it's coming back. And it made me happy. So I wanted to bring this up today. The Appalachian region is experiencing significant utility work due to pipeline infrastructure upgrades. Pipelines, for all you fitters and welders out there,
We're ringing your
back.
bell, baby.
It is coming back. Capacity expansion projects, initiatives like the Appalachia to Market 2 project aim to enhance natural gas transportation capabilities.
Yeah,
More-
this is all utilities. It ain't just water, y'all.
That's it.
It ain't just sewer.
like we were talking about the coal mine that's
You bet.
switching over to be a natural gas. Guess what? That's going to take a pipeline to supply that much natural gas up there. They're going to have to tap it in somewhere.
Infrastructure modernization.
That's it.
That's the big dog right there.
That's it.
Go ahead.
Replacing the aging pipelines because it's been there a long time, and anything that stays under the ground that long starts to deteriorate.
Yes, it does. It falls apart. How y'all doing over there? Hope y'all doing great.
Economic impact. These projects are creating job opportunities and stimulating local economies. Staying informed about such developments can help professionals identify potential employment and business prospects. It's out there. It's going to keep us busy. And there's one thing about pipelines. They take a lot of hours and a lot of manpower to get them in.
And welders can make a lot of money.
Bukus, man. I know so many pipeline welders that would come in here and just hang out in town. And they're like, no, I just want a 40-hour job while I'm here. Like, I hit the road and work all that overtime. That's it.
And that's pretty much why. And I remember Bear coming up to me one day. He's working with me out at CI. And he looked at me. He said, do you know why? Do you know why I work at least 32 hours a week? And I looked at him. I said, because I'd let go of if you only tried to get by on 24. He just started laughing. He said, yeah, pretty much. That's all he wanted. He's like, look, I need the insurance. So I'm going to show up and work. I just don't want to be here every single day.
Yeah.
And he would miss a day a week or try to. But I'll tell you what's good. I can say, brother, I need you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there.
He'd be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made that big old boy cry one day. Bear, if you're watching. I'd taken Tina out to lunch.
Okay. Yep.
For her birthday. And his birthday was about the same time. Well, we had gone to Olive Garden. And I don't eat much Italian food anymore. But they had the most amazing, like a chocolate mint birthday cake. And I got Tina one.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. I said, you know what? Get me another one. I need one to go. And man, I get back to TI, carried into the building with me, whole 9 yards. Probably would have gotten in trouble had they known that.
Yeah.
But I'm carrying food down through the hallways down in the lower level.
Yep.
And I bring it in. And I'm like, Bear. And he's up here getting ready for a hot tap. He said, what? I said, man, I got a question. I need you. And it's in a box. And I said, look, can you figure out what this is? And he takes this box. Guys, how big is Bear?
Bear, yeah, like
he's. They call him Bear for a reason.
Yeah, because he's as big as one.
And he opens it up, and I mean, man, tears went to flowing. And he said, Roger, look. He said, I normally don't do this. Yeah, I know. He said, but the last person bought me a birthday cake was my dad. And yeah, it was pretty neat.
Bear, such a great guy.
Phenomenal.
I've been crawling around in his crawl space many times because my whole family's plumbers.
There you go. There you go. All right, we're going to get down to instructor training. How to turn foremen into mentors. And I love this.
Yep.
So developing foremen into mentors see, when I say mentors too fast, people are like, did you say mentors? Developing foremen into mentors enhances team performance and job satisfaction. Love this.
Yes.
Provide leadership training. And this is not just for your foreman. Teach them to be that leader, but equip foremen with skills to guide and inspire their teams efficiently. Encourage knowledge sharing. Okay. I used to love one thing that Ronnie did over at Brant. He had his Brant Rangers.
Yes, he did.
Apprentices. He'd take them out to lunch like once a month. They'd meet somewhere. He'd have lunch catered in, sit and talk. And he'd let them know, guys, look, y'all are the future of this company. How's everything going on the job? And is your foreman doing what he's supposed to do? Is your superintendent doing what they're supposed to do? Is the safety man doing what he's supposed to do? He wanted to know because the apprentices will tell him, like, I work with Roger, and look, Roger sucks. After lunch every day, Roger really doesn't do anything. And man, a few days later, Roger get a call into the office and come in and talk and say, hey man, look, I want to ask you, what kind of a leader do you think you are for the apprentices? Oh man, I think I'm good. I think I'm real good. Well, I think if you're going to be real good, you should focus on being a leader all day, not just the morning, but the afternoon too. I think you should be really, really teaching them that, look, 40 hours pay is for 40 hours work. And it'd be a conversation. You're like, man, I think I just got in trouble. But yeah, his Brant Rangers, he communicated with them.
Yeah.
So I love turning the foreman into mentors because somebody needs to mentor these apprentices. Set clear expectations. When you've got a foreman, and I think to be 100% brutally honest, I think the best thing, one of the things that made me the best superintendent was the fact that I trained my apprentices to be foremen, to be superintendents. And man, when I left Brant, I know so many of my apprentices that went on to become superintendents. And they're like, dude, we learned so much from you. But I would give them that role and put them in it. But I set the expectation too. Hey, I expect you to learn how to do this and do it right. And they're like, yes, sir. You give them that authority. You give them the skills, the knowledge, the information, the tools, the materials, anything that they need, set them up to win. Don't just say, hey, I want you to get this job done and walk off and not feed them. You've got to feed them. And then recognize and reward mentorship. You know, the union, and whether they meant to or not, when they came to me and said, hey, will you be an instructor? I'm like, why would y'all want me as an instructor? They said, really, we have no idea. But the apprentices that work on your job talk about how much you teach them, how much they learn from you. So I'm like, okay, I like that. I'll do that. And I was the first non-UA member that didn't go through the program to become an instructor there. So I love that. But acknowledge the efforts of foremen who excel in mentoring roles. Investing in mentorship programs leads to more skilled and cohesive workforce, improves retention, and accelerates the development of apprentices and new hires.
And just because you're a foreman, don't be scared to pull a tool out anymore. Okay. Don't just let the journeyman take that over. If you've got an apprentice that's struggling with something and that journeyman's not teaching them the right way, step in. Hey, here, let me show you my trick real quick. And take over the situation. That's one of the best ways. I gain so much respect, even as a superintendent, jumping in occasionally, helping and teaching people. And they're just like, dude, like, there isn't anybody I'd rather work for. You give back to us no matter what we're doing or what situation we're in or what kind of predicament. You're there to help and support. Like, I remember I had a superintendent one time. I was working on a big job and I'd see him once a week in a safety meeting, and I only saw him walk the job 2 times. I was out on this project like 8 months, and it's all you gotta do is squeeze that.
I didn't know it was open.
It's set.
No, I know. I had my hand right in here.
Like, yeah, what are you like? Why are you messing with my?
Okay, I didn't know it was set.
I'm
Okay,
trapped.
it was just sitting there. I was going to open it up and see what it do to a pencil. Okay,
Go ahead, pop it. Go ahead. Like, you're distracted, guys. We got a mousetrap.
I
Okay,
know. We got a
Mousetrap.
mousetrap.
I've been doing
And what's in it? Reese's? It looks like chocolate. peanut butter.
Reese's. Alex is jealous. Alex, don't be coming to get these traps.
My
Yeah.
padlock's down on there tight.
Yeah.
Just saying. Okay. All right. Go ahead. You can finish.
Okay. So, man, you got me like way lost. But even as a superintendent, jumping in, my guys, it really earned that respect from them. But then they were telling me I'm one of the best mentors that they ever had, being in the positions I was. But when you got a superintendent you never see, guess what? It's definitely not my mentor at all. It's just the guy that sits in the trailer that oversees everything, and I don't ever see the guy.
It's funny because whenever I used to watch superintendents, I'm like, man, I want to be a superintendent. They sit in the office all day. They don't do anything. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of blueprints. There's a lot of stuff to do. But I was that superintendent. I didn't want to be in the office. I would come in early. Let me do my paperwork in an hour or two before the job even gets going. Now let me be out on the job site. And I was like you. When we did shutdowns, I'm in a scissor lift soldering or something.
That's right.
And they're like, Roger, come down. Let me up there. My foreman would get mad. They're like, let me up there. I'll do it. It's like, no, I got this. You find something else to do.
Yeah. There's more work out there, guys. Go find it.
We could all stay busy. I loved it though. All right. We're going to slide down into specialty.
It's a neat one. One we don't talk about often.
It's not neat.
Yes.
It's a pain in the tail.
It is. Like, there's so many hoops to jump through. But
historical buildings.
Yeah, if you want to become that specialty guy that learns all those hoops you've got to jump through to work in a historical building and keep it maintained right and things like that, this can be your specialty, and you will be the person that gets called anywhere in your area of the historical districts.
Okay, just now saw this. Matt McDonough says, okay, gentlemen, I got to run off to check a water heater. Gentlemen, have a great day and week. If I don't get a chance to pop in to say hello.
You
I
too,
don't know if
brother.
you're
You
still
too.
here or not, but if so, thank you, brother. Sorry, go ahead, Squirt.
But like, what makes it different than normal work, guys, and why is this a specialty? Permit complexity. Okay, historic commissions often require drawings, material samples, and reviews before any work can even start, because you have to maintain the historical part of that building appearance. There you go.
So here's where I have a problem with this. I've got a call as a plumbing company. So if you own a company, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, any of that, it became one of the questions we'd ask: is this house in a historical district? Because we did a job. My first negative review, and I'll tell you the whole story. I'm gonna go into it real quick. Okay, my first negative review. I sent a plumber down. He goes looking at this house, finds out that what happened is the gas company was moving the meters from one side to another. They did a new service, so they did that.
Crap.
So they had to repipe it from there over. Well, when they go to test it, if there's a leak in the house, they just don't turn it on. They're like, sorry, you've got a leak, which is on the homeowner. It should be fixed anyway. TikTok, Instagram, this is good stuff for y'all too. Because what happened is we did this, then we go down to pull a permit, and they're like, well, this house is a historical district. Oh, okay. Like, well, you can't pull a permit unless you get it approved by the historical district. It's like, guys, we worked on the gas line under the house and in the wall. And we jumped through hoops. So I called this lady. I said, ma'am, look. I said, they're like, it's going to take 9 days to get this approved. Because they said it would take about 7 work days to get this done. And I'm like, look, and she's like, look, Roger, it's cold. We can't do that. I said, here, look, I'll spend all day going back and forth, because they're like, you're at the city, then you got to go to the historical district, back to the city, back to the historical district, back to the city.
That's this one. Okay. All right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I did, and I'm telling her, look, this is, and she's like, Roger, I've got a renter in there. I cannot wait. Do whatever it takes. I understand. I said, okay. I only charged her $500 for my day of labor.
Super
I
discounted.
got her gas turned on the next morning.
Yep.
And she calls me that evening whenever I sent the invoice, and she says, look, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm sitting in front of my computer. And if you don't discount this, I'm going to give you a negative review on the Better Business Bureau. I said, Karen, you better spell my name right. And I got it. I got the negative review, but I still maintained an A rating, because then I fought with the Better Business Bureau and said, look, if y'all are doing stuff like that, you're a scam and you're helping, and I'll make a video a month talking about how the Better Business Bureau sucks.
So, guys,
Still have an A rating.
Summary of all this story. You did not do historical buildings as your specialty.
I know.
But it would have been great to have that specialty contractor to go, hey,
this is our jam.
I got a project for you, bud.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so you can create a specialty, honestly, in any aspect out there, guys. Whether it's whole home water filtrations, leak detection, historical districts, solar power. Like, there's so many things out there that you can specialize in. Cleaning driveways.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you can specialize in anything. Find the right one for you. That's going to excel you.
That would almost be as boring as
watching paint dry.
Welding. Puddle. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So an HVAC company crew installing a ductless mini split in a 1920s courthouse. Courthouse, guys. So you would think we kind of need this done quick. Had to design a bracket system that avoided damaging the original plaster or the decorative woodwork. The decorative plaster probably had asbestos in it, and the woodwork was probably molded, so it really wouldn't have mattered anyway. Approval took 4 weeks. That's a little ridiculous. I'm going to get off my soapbox, but I like this because we're talking about Lexi the electrician.
Yes, and Lexi the electrician, look, she's on TikTok. is her main deal. I think she's on YouTube too, if I'm not mistaken.
She is.
I did look up her YouTube or her TikTok though earlier. 375,000 followers. Guys, she focuses on residential and commercial electrical work, tool reviews, DIY myth busting, and day in the life content from a female electrician. And she kind of does just a bunch of different things. Some of the normal day in the life, like she was doing tomahawk, cook tomahawk, grill steak. Like we'd like to do on this channel occasionally. But being a woman in the trades is difficult at times, and I love it whenever women go in and show off the work that they're doing. Some of the best welders I had were women in the trades. Okay, so don't be scared to get out there and work with some women.
Here's
work hard.
Lexi Abreu, 199,000 subs. Everybody go subscribe. Get her over 200,000. Just go ahead and go do that. New York commercial and residential electrician, which I normally don't like electricians, but I like her. I like what she's doing. She's got 43 million views. She's doing some good stuff there. I'm not subscribed off this channel. Okay. See, I even subscribe.
Off this channel. Yep.
Yeah, I'm subscribed.
Yeah, we
to her
are
on my
different.
channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, man, look at her. How to install a 30 amp outlet. LED drop-in change out. Questions and answers. So she's doing Q&A too. Yeah, she's doing some cool stuff here. Now let's look. Go to her videos on YouTube. And guys, this is just so you see. I like seeing what her latest videos are.
I was gonna say she does a lot of garage work. She's been working on this Bronco and stuff, like doing mechanical stuff too. She's got a new welding machine. Okay, so there's somewhere in here she's been jacking with some welding too. Trying different things. That's what us tradespeople love to do and see.
Yeah, I like it. Let's talk to you about. I'll help you with your YouTube. I love what you're doing. I just I see a lot of things you could be doing really, really good too.
Yeah, so just a variety of stuff.
Where's your welder at?
Multiple different go videos and then maybe latest and scroll down a little. No, you're on home. Videos, latest, scroll down. Should be getting close-ish somewhere around there.
I can't read those from over here, so I'm good.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I was
looking at it earlier.
I was hoping I
this
see with like a
morning. It's
hood
been a
down or
while.
something, and I'd be like, that's
Yeah.
it.
But like she got a new weld machine, goes to different shows and things like that, kind of showing this off. Guys, you can learn from everybody, and that's the key here. She's just going through showing what she does. And as you can see, her channel covers everything. Even her normal day in the life, what she's doing to keep her vehicle running and going, bumper change outs, all sorts of things. She does a bunch of different things. There you go.
I found
Welder unboxing.
Oh, and I get
Our ads on this
I get
channel.
ads over here. So you're getting paid.
We got
Lex?
this channel. Yeah.
You're getting paid.
But if you're not on socials, guys, get out there and get started.
Oh, clutch. So she got a clutch welding machine there.
Uh-huh.
And see, look, guys, she's wearing all her PPE clothes. She's doing good stuff. Yeah, I like that. Very good.
So, I like to keep a variety on here. We love to support women in the trades. Guess what? If you're a woman out there and you're not in the trades, hey, come on in.
Absolutely.
There's a spot for you. I
There's
guarantee
a whole world out there waiting
and
for
you can make a buttload of money too.
Okay, so let's talk about some questions. And look, I love the people that we do get to highlight on social media, and we're working on some things where we're gonna hopefully be working with more of them. Training mentors. So if you've got a foreman that you want to train to be a mentor, what would you recommend? What's going to be some things that you could do to help them really learn and grow and step into that role?
So the best thing, okay, I'm going to go back to whenever I was becoming a foreman. One of the things that you had told me originally, first you got to be a good foreman before you can be that good mentor. And the one thing that you told me was stay 2 weeks ahead of your crew.
Oh, always.
If you can keep material 2 weeks ahead of your people, you are doing a perfect job. Okay. So I took that. Once I got that 2 weeks ahead, I learned, let me get 4 weeks ahead if I can. That way I was completely covered because then I had time to go in and mentor and actually help and teach and show my tricks. Because just like I always say, as you're an apprentice, you go through and you learn from all these different journeymen to come up with your way. Well, that journeyman's teaching that apprentice their way. Well, if I found a better trick, I'm going to go teach both of them my trick together just so that they can see it. But you've got to create that time to be able to go and talk to your crew that long to show them something that takes an hour, maybe. Well, if you didn't knock your part out already as what your job is, you can't sit there and take that time to mentor like you need to.
And that makes it really, really nice. And I'm just looking because I know that, okay, I do have a Zoom link. So,
oh yeah, you got something coming.
Yeah. I'll hang around here for a couple more minutes and then I'm going to jump over to my office and get into a Zoom call. But one of the biggest things, and this was talked about so much this past few days with Ed Milet and Brendan Burchard, is communications. And it's the biggest problem we have in our companies, on our job sites, even in our relationships. Communication is not good. And it's something that we got to work on. We've all got to work on. We got to get better at it. But to me, if you're a foreman to be a mentor, you literally, you've got to teach him to be able to communicate. But communicate, we're taught how to read, we're taught how to write, we're taught how to speak, but we're not taught how to listen. And to be a great mentor, you've got to learn to shut down and just listen. Don't be thinking what I don't need to be thinking about, well, here's what I'm going to say. Oh, I can change your mind about I'm not even listening anymore. I'm already thinking about what I'm going to say.
Yep.
You need to completely listen. And I was taught this in Sandler sales training. Listen to repeat. Then it's, okay, so what I heard you say is
yes,
this and this and this. You don't understand the way I'm teaching you. I'm talking too fast. I'm doing this. Okay. I'll work on that. But here's what I want you to work on too. I want you to work on, while I'm talking to you, if I'm going too fast, say, hey, will you slow down just a little bit? Or say, hey, will you say that again? Because that gives them the power to say, look, I can talk back to you and ask questions. Guys, communication is one of the biggest things mentors need to do. So I'm going to let Squirt talk about Leak Pro, TikTok, Instagram. I'm going to let him tell y'all goodbye too. The last thing I want to say to y'all do today is, whatever you do out there today, do it safe. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. All right, Squirt,
all right,
talk about Leak Pro.
Have a meeting.
Thank you, sir.
Everybody, we do want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we get to come in here and hang out from 10 a.m. Central to hang out with you during your lunch break, or you can hit the replay for your lunch break. We get to talk trades all day. And Leak Pro does manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And we build two different devices. We've got the probe T-handle style. It's got a stainless steel rod on it, real durable for probing in and out of the ground. That's more for your meter to the home service or irrigation lines, things like that. Also build the Sidekick. It's a pistol grip style with an aluminum rod on it. That aluminum rod kind of eliminates that layer of concrete. So whenever you step into a home, you really want to grab that Sidekick out of the kit and go through and listen to everything with it. But if you don't know anything about leak detection, you can come out. I do a 2-day in-person training where I teach you how to locate lines. I've got 11 leaks under a slab to teach you how to pinpoint locate the leaks. One just outside of the slab, so you know what that sounds like too. But then also, I've got a PVC and a cast iron sewer system set up where I teach you how to isolate branch lines from a double clean out outside of a home to determine exactly where a sewer line's leaking. And if you want to check out our equipment, you can visit www.leak-pro.com. And if you want to talk about the training, just give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and I'd be happy to discuss how our training is set up, and we can get you booked for training. You can come out and add leak detection to your list of services. Once again, everybody, thanks for coming and enjoying the show this wonderful Monday. I hope y'all have a wonderful week ahead. Get out there, hit it effing hard, and and I hope to see you back here tomorrow. Bye, everybody.